Welcome into Week 7 of the LL Football Update Show, sponsored by Kegel's Produce. He is Jeff Reinhart. I'm John Walk. We're out here in Lidditz, where the 6-0 Warwick Warriors are prepping for this Friday's big-time Section 1 clash against 6-0 Manheim Township. What are you excited about?
I'm excited to see Anthony Ivy again. Wow, Manheim Township sophomore. Got a chance to see him up at Wilson last week. 8 catches, 292 yards, an LL single-game record, 2 touchdowns, and he was our player of the week. Got a chance to talk with him on Monday after practice. Good kid, only a sophomore. Anxious to see how Warwick secondary covers him. Wilson didn't have much success with him going man. If there's another secondary out there that can go and match up with an Ivy and Township's receivers, I think it's Warwick secondary.
Yeah, and Ivy missed the first 5 games to a nagging injury. Township was already solid in running the ball. They were already solid in passing the ball, and now they're mighty in passing the ball with that weapon there. At the same time, Warwick tops in the league in passing, well, second in the league in passing yards behind only Columbia, but they got the top offense in the league. These are teams that are top 2 in points scored and top 2 in points allowed, so they both can play offense, both can do really well in defense. So everything matches up here, and you know, last year it was them and Wilson who shared the Section 1 crown, and here we are again this year.
Yeah, and this could be one of those games that comes down to like special teams, or who can make a stop on a kick return or a punt return or a field goal. I'd keep an eye on something like that. Like you said, top 2 offenses, top 2 defenses in the league. Both these guys, they're fantastic. Tons of offensive kids on display on Friday. It should be a lot of fun.
All right, with that said, we stopped out here and we caught up with Warwick wide receivers and D-backs Justin Gerhart and Conor Adams, and longtime coach Bob Locker. So to that, we throw it to those interviews. Coach Locker, you've been here for a while. You guys have had, up and down seasons, and then last year, first district playoff win. Here you guys are 6-0. With that said, I don't know, I'm just kind of curious of your experience through 6 games. I know you got a big game coming up this Friday, but how much fun has this been, experiencing all this winning?
It's great. I actually look back for the last 4 years. Like we turned the corner about 4 years ago, and some of those kids were here. And the really cool thing has been the kids that have come have bought into what they've seen, and it's kind of just snowballed a little bit. And that says a lot about the kids that have passed through here in the last 4 years. It makes it fun because you know you're in any game you play. It makes it fun because we're now competing for things like section titles and district seeds and district victory. So that can't help but bring some enthusiasm to what we do here.
Dealing with this spread offense, connections with Joey. If you kind of take me back a little bit as far as the off season goes, were you and Justin and Caleb out here, I don't know, throwing, and how often were you doing that with Joey?
Yeah, pretty much every Saturday we'd come out here with just the wide receivers and quarterbacks and run routes. Joey would give us nice balls, so we've been working on our chemistry and practicing pretty much all the time in the off season. So so far it's really paid off.
When you line up on defense on Friday night, what's your keys to slowing down the streaks?
They're talented all over the field, both passing and running, so we just got to be able to stop both. Obviously they have Ivy, Stokes, Benjamin throwing the ball, and Kirk's a great quarterback. He can get them the ball, especially deep. Obviously Ivy can really go get it. And Floyd's a great runner. He runs hard, physical, so we just have to play a great game to stop them and be able to shut down the run and the pass, because they can do both pretty well.
It'll be like a chess match. What are they trying to do on offense, and we'll adjust defensively, and then what we're trying to do on offense, they'll adjust defensively, and we'll see who does what.
All right, thanks to those guys, appreciate that. Now on to Section 2, another big clash. Manheim Central traveling to Lampeter-Strasburg. Tell us about it.
Yes, first place game in Section 2, Manheim Central at LS. I think the Barons kind of have their mojo back. Lost those 2 games, but the last 2 weeks they've discovered the passing game. Evan Simon's been great. 637 yards in the last 2 games. Colby Wagner, 22 catches in the last 2 games. Wow. Central's had a ton of success up top. Now they get an LS team coming off their first loss against Hempfield in the crossover game last week. Pioneers were 5-0, and then they ran into Hempfield. Hempfield popped a late kick return to win it late. LS, number 2 defense in the LL. They're only giving up like 138 yards a game. Second least passing yards against in the league, so they got a good secondary. So the crux there, I would say, LS's defense with the good D-backs going up against Simon, Wagner, an improved Manheim Central line. Obviously, they're giving Simon much more time now to throw in the pocket. We'll see how LS kind of handles Central's red-hot passing attack. Again, that's for first place. Both those guys are undefeated in section play. So really big game. Anxious to see how that one plays out. Central at LS.
All right, and for more in-depth coverage of all of Friday's 12 LLE games, pick up a copy of Friday's sports page. Go on the football page of Lancaster Online. And again, we'll have reporters out at all 12 games this Friday. You guys can follow along on the scoreboard on LancasterOnline.com's homepage. Make sure to listen to Jeff's weekly podcast to get you prepped for all that. Thanks to Warwick for having us out. For Jeff Reinhart, I'm John Walker. Catch you guys next week.